Hey guys, how are you all? Today I'm going to discuss Jenkins pipeline from the scratch. And without wasting any time, let me get into the topic. Yeah, Jenkins pipeline. Actually, in Jenkins, we can create jobs in different ways. The first one is freestyle job, and we can also create Maven job. And next, we can go for pipeline, multi-branch pipeline. Okay. Yeah, in freestyle jobs, everything we have to give in terms of plugins like a Git plugin, Maven plugin, Ansible plugin. And the disadvantage of freestyle project is if Jenkins is crashed again from the scratch, we need to configure all. But by the script, we can make our job done very easy. Freestyle jobs are not like infrastructure as a code. Like we should have a mechanism like writing everything as a code. For this purpose, pipelines are introduced such a way that pipeline as a code. And freestyle jobs are not fixed, we can't customize them to great extent, and they are all GUI based, means there is some manual intervention in freestyle jobs. So we have chosen pipeline as an option. So how many ways we can create a pipeline? So how many ways we can create a pipeline? Actually, there are two ways. The first one is using build pipeline plugin. Okay, we can also use delivery pipeline plugin. So we can use build pipeline plugin and delivery pipeline plugin. So we can download these plugins. Again, we can install it before restart or after restart. So the thing is, here there will be chain of jobs, and for this particular pipeline concept, this entire pipeline is based on upstream job and downstream job. Okay, we can also call upstream project and downstream project. This entire pipeline is based on upstream project and downstream project. Okay, let me take a sample pipeline with chain of jobs. I'm clearing it. These are all chain of jobs. I'm taking sample example. Suppose it is job A and it is job A1 and it is job A3, sorry, A2, and let me take it as job B and job B1 and job B2. Okay, and the concept is, for example, A1, A2. And see here A will be upstream project for A1. Okay, this A will be upstream project for A1 and A1 will be upstream project for A2. See here, A will be upstream for A1. And similarly, A1 will be downstream for A. Okay, I think you got it. This A1 will be downstream for A and A will be upstream for A1. And next A2 will be downstream for A1 and A1 will be upstream for A1 will be upstream for A2. Okay, and like this, this A1 A2 A1 A2 are interlinked. Okay, let me show with an example. This is my Jenkins server. Actually, I have taken Jenkins standalone server, and I have also taken one slave, and I also configured master and slave. You can see my previous video for configuration. And let me create a user. I will show you practically so that you will get a clear understanding. Create a job. A freestyle project. As of now, select freestyle project. Okay, here, yeah, I have to mention one thing. So A1 will A will be upstream for A1. So we have to get into job A1 and select upstream project as A. And next, A1 will be upstream for A2. So we have to get into A2 job and select A1 as upstream. I will show you. Let me first create the jobs. I will not choose anything. I will just create a dummy jobs. Save. Next. New item. A1 freestyle project. Save. A2 freestyle project. Save. New item. Select B. Freestyle project. You can skip this part up to B2. B1. Save. So I am doing manually. Instead of this, we can write a script. So entire jobs will be created. Save. Okay. So I have created A, A1, A2, B, B1, B2. Same structure I have created. Now let me integrate all this. So first of all, to create upstream project, I have to get into A1 and create upstream project as A. So I have to get into A2 and select upstream project as A1. So I have to get into B and select upstream project as A. So here for A, B will be downstream project. Downstream. And for A, A1 will be downstream. And for A1, A2 will be downstream. Okay. So let me go to A1, configure. Here go to build triggers. See, select this one, build after other projects are built, and select upstream project. For A1, upstream project will be A. Okay. Save. Next. Yeah, if you go to A1, see, you are getting downstream project as A1. Okay. Now for A2, A1 will be the upstream project. So get into A2, configure. Build triggers, build after other projects are built. Now I am in A2, so I have to select A1 as its upstream project. A1. Save. Next. For B, A will be the upstream project. You can see in the diagram. For B, A will be the upstream project. So my agenda is, once I trigger A, once I build A, A1, A2 will be triggered, and along with it B, B1, B2 will be triggered. And the entire pipeline will be triggered once if I trigger A. That's the agenda I want to build. So get into B, configure. build triggers, build after other projects are built, select A, save. Okay, so now the flow is, once I built A1 has to trigger, A2 has to trigger, and B has to trigger. Since A1, A2 and B are downstream projects for A, so instead of going to B1 and again configuring B as upstream project and going to B2 and configuring B1 as upstream project, I can do this downstream execution. See, that is another option. Let me get into B. See, I am now on B. It has one upstream project A. For B, I have to create downstream project B1 and B2. Instead of getting into B1 and selecting B as upstream project and going to B2 and selecting B1 as upstream project, now let me directly create downstream project from B. See, I am on B, configure. Go to post build actions. Yeah, select this one, build other projects. So currently I am on B. For B, what are the downstream projects? B1 and comma B2. Okay, save. So like this also we can do. Dashboard. Now I completely integrated this pipeline. So let me see. If I built A1, all the downstream projects have to be triggered, and I have to make a note. Yeah, these are two notes. First one is, for a job we can create a number of upstream jobs and downstream jobs. For this particular A job, we can create a number of upstream jobs and a number of downstream jobs. And next, when a job has dependency jobs, if we build only downstream jobs are triggered but not the upstream jobs. Okay, if we get into A1 job, for example, if we get into A1 job and just do build, only A2 will be triggered, not not A. That's the thing. And if we go to A and if we do build A1, A2, B, and rest of the jobs are triggered, but there is no upstream job for A. If we go to B1 and just do build, only B1 will be triggered, not the B. Only downstream jobs for that particular job will be triggered, not the upstream job for that job. Okay, so let me go to this Jenkins and let me go to A and trigger build now. Okay, see here, A1, B are downstream jobs. Okay, so if I do build for A, A1 and B are triggered, and let me go to A2. So if I trigger A1, so A2 will be downstream project for A1. So if I trigger A, it will trigger A1 and it will trigger A2. Okay, now let me go to B. B1 and B2 are downstream projects for it, and A is upstream project for it. Let me elaborate it clearly. See here, I have given A1, A2, B1, B2 as pipeline. Previously, I've gone to A1 job and set up A as upstream project for A1, and I've gone to A2 and set up upstream project as A1, and I've gone to B and set up upstream project as A. Okay, instead of that, I've gone to B2 and I've chosen post bill actions, and I've chosen B1, B2 as downstream projects. Okay, that's the shortcut way. If once I trigger A, it will trigger A1, and A1 itself triggers A2, because A2 will be downstream project for A1 and A1 will be downstream project for A, and B will be, as I said, only downstream jobs are triggered. Okay, so B is downstream project for A, so that's why A triggered B, and B1, B2 are downstream projects for B. That's why B1, when B is triggered, B1, B2 are triggered. And we can also add here a line and create complete pipeline cycle for this project. Okay. But the disadvantage of this chain pipeline is, once a job is built, then all the downstream project are triggers consecutively. You can see once I trigger a job, this A1, A2, B, B1, B2 are triggered one by one. Okay, we can't stop the mechanism at a particular job. So for example, if I trigger a job, A1 should stop. Like that we can't configure in this chain pipeline job. Okay, so and we can also we cannot customize this particular jobs. So for complete customization and maintaining pipeline as a code with versions, we go for next pipeline mechanism with Groovy DSL. So I'm removing this. So as I said, there are two pipeline methods. First one is by plugins and chain jobs, and the next one is we are going deep with Groovy DSL. Okay, demand specific language. So let me create a new job. Here I will select Groovy pipeline job. Okay, and select pipeline. Okay, this Groovy DSL is also two types. First one is scripted pipeline, next one is declarative pipeline. Okay, the second pipeline mechanism is Groovy DSL, and with the Groovy scripting we can define pipelines, and in that we have two methods. First one is scripted pipeline syntax method. The scripted pipeline syntax, and next is declarative pipeline syntax. Okay, first of all, let me go with scripted pipeline syntax. As I have chosen Groovy pipeline job, and next I will not choose any of these things. And here, see, here we have two options. This pipeline script is for scripted pipeline syntax, and this pipeline script with SCM is for Jenkins file, which is declarative syntax. Here this second declarative pipeline syntax will use Jenkins file. Jenkins file. J must be capital. Okay. Then Jenkins file is nothing but a plain text file which contains pipeline syntax. That's it. Here, first I will go with the scripted pipeline. Here, in scripted pipeline, if we want to execute jobs on your standalone Jenkins server, then we would prefer scripted pipeline. Here in Jenkins server itself, we can execute pipeline. We can execute this pipeline syntax. I have also written some pipelines. Okay, so this is basic syntax for my scripted pipeline. The first line will start with the node. Okay, here where your project or job should be executed, which has to be defined in the node. And next there will be stages, different stages. These stages are considered as jobs in freestyle jobs. Okay, and in every stage you have build this build in every stage you will have steps. There are different steps which are to be executed parallelly. For example, this stage has build as step, and next stage has test as step, and next stage has deploy as steps. Like this we will have steps, and inside the steps we will execute some commands. Okay, that's it. Let me execute this. Okay, this is dummy syntax. Okay, build now. Sample one. See, build stage, test stage, deploy stage. I have not included any steps in the stage, that's why it's not showing. Here you can check logs. Here build stage, test, deploy. You can go to console and check. Okay, this is about the scripted pipeline syntax. And next we'll go for declarative pipeline syntax. We can also if you have small code, we can also execute declarative pipeline syntax here. But when it goes to complex projects, we have to create a file which is to be included in your project itself. That's why specifically I will create a file. This is my project. I have an var project, and I have already created one. I have format.xml and source code in this folder. I have created Jenkins file. Let me remove code present in it. This is my previous code. Let me remove this. Okay, I don't have any code in this Jenkins file. Make sure that J is capital, otherwise it won't recognize. Yeah. Here the first line of declarative pipeline start with pipeline. Okay, next agent. Here I as I said in the very first of my class, I have taken one slave under the label 11. So to show you the difference, that's why I have taken. Otherwise we can do just agent as any. If we specify agent as any, it will execute on my master itself. That's why agent label and your label name. This is my label name. Next, same, you will have stages, but here in scripted pipeline individual we are defining stage. We don't have any tree structure like stage. Under the stages we have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, like this we don't have, but here we'll have stages. Under the stages we will have different stage. That's the difference. Stages, and stage 1 is build, and as I said, under stage there will be steps. I have mentioned one step, simple step, just echo building, and next stage is test. The step is echo testing. It's a simple script, just I will execute it. Copy, go to my Jenkins file, paste. See, you can see that syntax. Now commit the changes. Go to my pipeline, configure. Guys, pay attention. Now I will go with pipeline script from source code management. Here I have to select Git because my repository is in GitHub, and URL for that particular repository. Copy, paste. As it is a public repository, I will not give any credentials. Master branch, path is Jenkins file. Save. Now build. Okay, success. See here, 2 stages, build and test. See, it is testing, as I mentioned in the steps, echo testing. That's why it's showing. Okay, yeah, still now I have shown sample steps, but now let us create a pipeline so that it will go to GitHub and check out. I've already written pipeline. See here, git checkout means it has to connect to my GitHub, and it has to download my code or anything present on my repository. That's a thing. Okay, here you can see you have to mention here which GitHub repository URL has to clone. For that purpose, I will just go to you may not remember all the syntax, right? That's why Jenkins is providing pipeline syntax. so that you can go and say your requirements. It will give you a scripted pipeline. Go to pipeline syntax. Okay, here choose git, and for which GitHub repository URL you have to choose. Paste the URL, master, and I will not add any credentials. Okay, generate pipeline. Yeah, this is the syntax. Jenkins itself is generating. Copy it and include it in the stage. Yeah, include it here. So under the pipeline agent, under the label 11, I have my slave stages. First stage is git checkout, and in that step is go to this URL, this particular repository, and download my code. This is the syntax. Let me copy and paste it in the Jenkins file. Go to Jenkins file, edit, remove this and paste the new one. Okay, git checkout. Let me commit the changes. Guys, I will provide all these pipelines in the description. You can try it. Go to Jenkins pipeline, build now. Third step is building. Okay, success. Let me go to the console and check whether my code is, yeah, okay, running on node 11. My code is present on OPT, which this is slave, OPT Jenkins workspace Groovy pipeline job. Okay, let me go to my slave. Let me connect to my slave. Copy the public IP. Yeah, this is my Jenkins master dot 145 and dot 138 is my slave. Okay, so this is my slave. Let me check whether my workspace has been copied or not. cd opt cd Jenkins cd workspace, and here Groovy pipeline, right? cd Groovy pipeline. Yeah, I have my Jenkins file pom.xml src, same reflecting. same reflect into my repository. Okay, yeah, git checkout has been done. Now let us build a job. um, Let us create a pipeline in such a way that with this pom.xml I have to build my artifact. Let us do that. So I have already written one script for it. Here pipeline, an agent under the label 11. I have my slave stages. The first stage is git checkout. It has to go to this particular repository and copy the code. Next, I have set up an environment variable. We can directly set up here environment variable which is global, and in runtime here I have taken I have mixed scripted syntax with declarative syntax. Here in runtime for declarative we can't set up environment variable in runtime. That's why I have used scripted pipeline syntax and created environment variable in runtime. That's the thing. Stage environment setting steps. I have chosen one scripted syntax to set up environment variable. Environment variable, this is the syntax: env.build. If build equal to s, this is the environment variable. If build equal to s, then it has go to next stage. Here the stage is the build. I've used one when loop. When environment when build environment is s, the value set to s, then I have to build my artifact in the shell. If we use Windows, we can use here bat and our maven command. That's the whole thing here. Here at runtime I have set up an environment variable which is build. When build equal to s, then perform this job. That's the thing. Okay, I used one condition here. When environment variable build equal to value s, then perform maven clean package. Okay, let me copy this. I will also provide this in the description. I'm sorry. Copy, go to my Jenkins file. In declarative pipeline syntax, we have to set up environment variable globally, but at runtime we can't set up because it does not support. That's why I have chosen pipeline syntax and made environment variable at runtime. Here I have mixed pipeline syntax with declarative syntax. We can also do that if you have complex jobs. Edit. At runtime only I have given environment variable. Okay, check out setting environment variable. Here double / is for commenting. Anything after double / is for comment. If build equal to s, I used when condition. If environment variable build equal to s, then do in the shell maven clean package. Okay, everything is perfect. Commit the changes. Go to my pipeline job. Build now. Go to console. See, my job is executing on my remote node. Okay, success. See here, snapshot.war file has been generated. Let me go to my slave and check it. See, target folder. Previously we don't have any target folder, only source pom.xml Jenkins file. Now we have got extra folder target. cd target and check whether snapshot.war is there or not. And yes, okay, project snapshot.war is present. So this pipeline is for getting artifacts, getting the code from the GitHub and building the artifacts. Okay, so let me go to my Jenkins pipeline job. So the thing is, every time we are manually building, okay, every time we are coming here and manually hitting this build now option. Okay, here we are manually building this project. Instead of that, we can go to see here, we can go to configure. Okay, configure build triggers. Yeah, here build triggers. We can use poll SCM or we can use build periodically. Build periodically in the sense we can set cron job. Okay, cron tab. Yeah, if you use poll SCM, once developer checks out to this particular repository, then build should happen on the latest committed. Okay, but if we have hundreds of jobs and many developers are continuously checking out to that particular repository, here poll SCM is done by Jenkins itself. Poll SCM is done by Jenkins itself is doing this poll SCM. Okay, which continuously checks to continuously checks whether checkout is happening in my repository or not. Okay, so my Jenkins server is getting so busy with this poll SCM processes, which is not recommended. My Jenkins server is continuously getting busy with this poll SCM process. So I should set up a mechanism such a way that GitHub itself should intimate to Jenkins that there is a checkout in my repository, so it will trigger, and this triggering is done by webhooks. So I have to use a webhooks concept. Webhooks are simple automated messages sent from applications when something happens. A webhook from an application triggers another application. Okay, so instead of Jenkins coming to my GitHub repository and checking whether checkout is happening or not, my GitHub itself has to trigger to Jenkins. So this triggering happens by webhooks. So we have to configure a webhook to my repository. So how to configure? Let us see. Go to this particular Maven project repository. Go to settings. Here you will get webhooks. This webhooks is simple automated message sent from application when something happen. Here this webhook will send message to my Jenkins when something happens in this repository. That's the whole idea of webhooks. Go to webhooks. Here I have already have a webhook. Let me delete. Okay, add a new webhook. Yeah, here payload URL. This is very important. So I have taken copy exact URL. Yeah, this is up to here. This is my Jenkins URL. So this webhook is to be triggered to my Jenkins, right? That's why we have to specify our Jenkins URL. So up to here I have to give my webhook. So next slash github hyphen webhook, and don't forget to mention this forward slash at the last. Okay, follow this syntax. And next content type, let me select JSON, and this webhook should intimate to Jenkins when a push event happens. Okay, add a webhook. Okay, my webhook has been set successfully. Now let me go to my Jenkins pipeline job. We have to go to configure. Here build triggers. See here, select this option, GitHub hook trigger for Git source code management polling. Here to this particular job, my webhook has to get integrated. That's the thing. Okay, you have to check this option. Next you have to select git URL. Okay, everything is fine. Save. Everything is fine. Next, so I will not do build now here. Suppose anything happens in my repository, my build should be triggered. Okay, that's the concept. Let me go to my repository and change anything. Let me go to Jenkins file, edit, let me add a comment here. This is a sample commit. Okay, commit change. Now my job has to be triggered. See here, my job is triggering automatically. You can see this job has been triggered by webhook. See, started by GitHub push. So guys, let me go to my repository. I think now you got a clear understanding of this pipeline. So one thing I want to specify here, this is my parent directory. Now you can see source code folder, Jenkins file and pom.xml. But in real time, once a developer check into this particular parent folder, build will happen. Like that, it will not happen. There will be different folders and there will be different supporting files. And this pom.xml will not may present or may not present in this particular parent directory. It may exist in this this particular folder, and there will be also any other folder, and this pom.xml will be present on that folder also. So we have to write a script such a way that my script should get into this particular folder and execute maven targets. Okay, like that we can specify Jenkins file. So guys, if you do that thing here only, our video will be very lengthy. And if you guys are interested on that task, please comment in the comment section, so that we'll do another video on that particular thing. And we also integrate Docker, we also integrate Nexus by this Jenkins pipeline. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Bye.